one thing that happened at your Medal of Honor ceremony that we did not know, and I played that moment over and over again. I mean, I interviewed you on the Kelly File, and when it happened, we watched it. President Obama, the whole bit, very moving. And at Fox News, we take the whole ceremony, put it on. Wonderful stuff. Dakota wasn't necessarily all there at that appearance. Apparently, speaking of drinking booze in the airport, it can happen before a Medal of Honor ceremony too.
Yeah, I mean, what do you expect when you invite 200 and some Marines to the White House, right? When we were founded in a bar, just so you know.
True.
So we got there and they were serving drinks and everybody wants to have a drink with you, right? Oh, you got to have a drink with me. And we were drinking and drinking. And I'll never forget, like they put, everybody went in to sit down. They actually ran, the White House ran out of beer. They ran out of beer at the ceremony and they had to find a way to get more in, which it's not just going down to the 7-Eleven on the corner.
That was very risky by you. Speaking of your big risks, I mean, can you imagine if you had thrown up in the middle of the Medal of Honor ceremony? It would have been awful.
Sometimes I don't really think about those things. But I'll never forget. I didn't realize so everybody went in to sit down. I didn't realize how drunk I was until, me, the president, and, Michelle, we walked in after everybody was in there together. And I'll remember walking in there, I'm like, I am wasted.
Oh, no.
And so I'm standing up on stage and there's this moment, because the whole back of the room is lined with cameras. And I promise there was nobody who didn't want to be there more than me. And so I'm standing up there, my family, they're all fighting already. Well, some of them. And so I'm standing up there on stage and, I'm at position of attention. I hadn't been in a uniform in 2 years, and I'm up there and I'm standing in a position of attention. I know how Marines are. Like if you do one thing wrong, they're going to crucify you and you've just, ruined the legacy of the United States Marine Corps. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I'm standing up there and I'm sweating so bad because these lights from the cameras, and I go and I'm so drunk that I have to go up and I'm like, and it's, you don't ever touch your face, and I can't do it. So I've got to wipe the sweat off. And I think they thought that I was crying. And all these cameras would start going off like shh everywhere. And I'm like, yeah, I was just wiping my head off, guys. It's all good.
Yeah, not it.
I'm just drunk.
Well, the other thing is, and with, respect, you're a little heavier in that particular shot in that video than you are now, and certainly than when you were fighting. And you write about that too in the book, and about your friend who gave it to you straight. Like everyone needs this friend. I usually think it was just a woman thing, because we need the friend who will be like, your ass does look fat in those jeans. You should not be wearing those. And you have your ass looks fat in those jeans friend.
I did. His name's Tim Kennedy. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
Yes, of course. We had him on.
Yeah, just an incredible guy. He's a no bullshit kind of guy. I moved to Austin and I was going through my divorce, which was just, was by far, I would rather go through, 5 Afghanistans than a divorce. And I remember coming into the gym, we were working out on it, myself, him, and another guy. We were working out this on it, and it was kind of like the gym was my grounding piece to get me through this, right? Working out and working with Tim and Shane and Juan, and it was my getting me through this, right? Like they were literally the people, when you talk about contagious, right? Like they were the people around me that were holding the line. And I'll never forget, I came in one day and I was just, probably looking for some, maybe a little empathy. And I came in and I was like, man, I said something about like, I'm fat. Yeah, I think I'm fat. And Tim kind of like, or I'm weak or something. I can't remember what the exact line was, but Tim looked at me and he goes, Hey, check it out. People look up to you as a warrior, and you need to look like one. You understand? And I'll never forget. I'm already down because my whole life is shattering around me. And that was Tim's way of empathy. But, you have to surround yourself with people who tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
That's Richard.
Yeah.
It's so many times we surround ourselves and I see this a lot. We surround ourselves with people who make us feel good, and that's the same thing that I was doing when I got out of the Marine Corps. Was I was I was surrounding myself with people that made me feel good, and I was eating things that made me feel good. And that's why I looked like this fat piece of trash that I did as a step in front of the globe representing the Marine Corps.
I think Dakota learned a lesson I learned from my grandma. She said there's a big difference between a surprise party and an intervention.
I needed an intervention, and my life didn't really get back on track. It didn't really start going forward until I started surrounding myself with people who would hold me accountable, who would, we have this false sense of brotherhood across the globe now. And I see it in a lot of services. I see this in the fire, in being a firefighter. I see this in a lot of things, and it's we want people to like us. And I see this with people parenting. And it's not about people liking you. It's not about, not hurting someone's feelings. It's about telling them what they need to hear so that they can go ahead and fix it, right? Could you imagine if you walked in and a doctor just told you, what was going to make you feel good? Oh, you have diabetes from eating too much sugar, and you're morbidly obese, but hey, it's okay. There's just more of you to love.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.